I'm James, and I'm welcoming you to Global Academy of Coaching Masterclass. We're going to welcome our host, who's going to take it from here. So, John, you're up.
Amazing. Welcome, everybody. Welcome, everybody. So great to see you guys all. You guys pumped? Are you excited? I'm definitely feeling it. I'm feeling the energy in the room today. And I love to see all your smiling faces. And I'm just curious to go, like, who here wants to be a coach? Amazing. Yeah. Amazing. I mean, who doesn't, to be able to live a life on your own terms, to be able to live a life of contribution, to be able to live a life of impact. I mean, who would want to do that? And it's my sense that that's why you guys are here today, right? Yeah, absolutely. Amazing. So wouldn't it be amazing if you could find out from somebody who had walked that path already and unleash and show you the shortcuts, show you the way to get there faster than you would have ever believed possible? Would that be cool? Would that be a good use of your time? Yeah, I thought so. I think so too. And that's why it's my amazing pleasure to introduce Jill Duca to you today, because from the first time, I've been working with Jill for about 4 months now. And from the first time I met her, I could tell you about the books that she's written. I could tell you about, that she's one of the top 4 coaches on the top 4% coaches on the planet. I could talk to you about the amazing people that she's worked with. But the real thing that I want to just convey to you guys is that Jill cares, right? Her heart is so big, and the amount of compassion and energy that she puts into her mission, really, which is to create more coaches like you guys, to be able to allow you to achieve that lifestyle, that life of contribution. So this is what's on offer today. This is what we get, is to take the fast track today, to be able to experience some of Jill's journey, some of the insights, and ultimately an invitation to take the fast track to be able to live that lifestyle ourselves, to be able to make a decision to become a coach. And that's really the opportunity. So today, I invite you guys to just be present, to ask questions, to be vulnerable, and to really focus and think about, when we make a decision today, the root of the word decision means to cut off all other obstacles and to say, are you going to go all in on you? Are you going to go all in on that life? And that's the opportunity today, is to really ask your questions, really listen, absorb the information that's going to be shared today. And at the end of today, really listen in your heart. And if you feel like you want to take the next step and step into that life of your dreams, that's what's on offer today, is to work with Jill and her team to be able to take the next 12 months and fast track your future. So without any further ado, that's enough for me. I want to hand you over to one of the most remarkable people I've ever had the pleasure to meet, Jill Duca.
John, thank you so much. Thank you. What a beautiful introduction, John. Thank you. I have no words. And I'm so excited for all of you that you're here. And I just want to say million congratulations, because you are here. You want to take your leadership skills to the next level. And one thing that I'm so passionate about, all that have been following me, I see many of my students. Hi, I haven't seen you in class yet, but I'll see you soon for the new year. I'm so passionate about leadership. I'm so passionate because I believe it's the only way for all of us to make this world a better place. And this is my soft spot. And I, whenever I talk about this, and together with Pooja, we're gonna really, we have really worked together in order to support you to take your leadership skills to the next level. And, we would love to be next to you on this journey. And I just want to tell you, congratulations. You belong to the 5% of the people who want to make a difference, who want to make something better out of your lives. The rest, 95% of people, they are not in that state of mind yet. And that's very much okay. Because you guys are going to make the difference and support them to actually take to the next level. So I would like you all to congratulate yourself, and I would like you all to pull up your hand, just like this. Let me see, pull up your hand. Yes, and go like this. Well done. Well done. And you know, guys, sometimes having a pat on the back is one of the most important things that we can do to ourselves. And I know for sure that leaders actually pat themselves in the back multiple times per day. So this is one of the most important skills that you can understand in self-leadership. We're going to develop it together in a while, that supporting yourself is one of the first priorities that you can have for yourself. So also, I would like to invite you to start taking some notes. So take your favorite pen, take your favorite notebook, and start writing down anything that you find interesting, and anything I will suggest to you to write down. Why? Why do I say that? Because studies have shown that we have over 80% of possibility to grasp anything that is being said if we write it down, okay? Because we engage more of our senses. So if you really want to make the ultimate out of your time, grab notebook and pen and start noting down. And I would love if you would write in the chat, what would you like to get with you at the end of the masterclass? And this is one of the questions that we're always doing in coaching. And in Global Academy of Coaching, we really focus on having outcome that the coachee is actually, you know, desiring to have. So it's very important for all of you to be very clear. What do you want to get with you at the end of the masterclass? And I will give you 1 or 2 minutes for you to write it down. Great, great. Annie says inspiration, more knowledge. Yes, strategies on becoming a life and business coach, probably. New tools and inspiration. Beautiful, Fabiana. Ideas and inspiration from Antonia. And action plans is Katerina. Rafaela says motivation, boost, and new keys. Beautiful. Maria says to broaden my horizons. Big push to excellence. And Ashima says manage our time. Yota says motivation and action plan. So yes, please write it down, because it's very, very important for you actually to be focused on exactly what you want to take out of here. Eva says inspiration from the top coaches of the world. Eva is in the airport. A big round of applause for Eva for being at the airport and actually participating at the masterclass. So please write in the chat. It will be very important. Get motivation, ability to manage time, shorted key objectives, life-work balance, Dimo says, learn from the best, says Evie. Yes, you wouldn't lose it. Great, great. So please keep it coming, because this is very important for you to clarify in your brain what exactly you're looking forward to for these 2 hours. Motivation and ways to achieve goals. This is Miriam. Beautiful, excellent. So I want to tell you some things about you, okay? And this is going to be, I'm not a fortune teller, but I'm going to tell you some things, and I want you to tell me if they're real, okay? And if I'm correct. You have a great life. And please write in the chat, yes, 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 or no. You have an amazing life, okay? So write yes in the chat or no. Let me know. You have a good life. So you are a high achiever, correct? And let me tell you, you have studied many things in your life. You don't have only one, you know, one certificate, one diploma. You have studied many things. You are a learner, a lifelong learner, as I call you. Yes, yes, and yes. You also, most probably, are one of the most advanced, let's say, if I may say, people in your environment. Everybody says to you that you are, you know, very lucky. You have achieved a lot. Please let me know if I'm correct, because it's very important to understand that most of the people that work with us, they have these certain characteristics, okay? Yet you definitely want to lead more. And let me know in the chat if this is correct. Do you want to lead more? Do you want to make more out of your life? Let me know in the chat. Most of the time, yes, lead more, yes. Yes, I want more. Now, definitely, yes, this is, and I really want you to reply. You feel guilty about it? Do you feel that you should be okay because you actually have achieved a lot? Yes. And actually, the people around you, they are like, oh, you have done so many things. You're cool. You should be satisfied in your job, in your wedding, with your children, blah, blah, blah. Calm down. Yeah, good, excellent, excellent, excellent. So I'm here to tell you that everything that you're feeling is okay. And I'm here to tell you that what you are feeling and what you're going through, I've been going through. I've been through it. And I want to share you my story. I want to share you with my story, and I would love at the end for you to let me know what are you getting out of it. Okay? So in 2008, it was a beautiful year that I was abroad until 2007. I returned to Greece. I was working for the Turin Olympic Games in 2006. I managed there over 3,000 people. I had a whole, area of the mountain venues. And it was just an incredible experience because I was managing a lot of people, and the circumstances were really tough because there were, under below 10 degrees, there was snow, so they were really tough. Then I came back to Greece and I got an amazing job. I was training incredible people, the best, of the biggest tour operator in Greece, in all over the most prestigious touristic areas in Greece. And at the same time, I was doing my MBA. So my schedule was Monday morning, I would take the morning plane from Athens around 6 o'clock. So I would have to wake up at 4:30, take the plane, go to a destination, a touristic destination, where I would train the people there, and have some lunch, and then train again. Then I would finish around 6, 7 o'clock in the evening. I would go for a dinner with a destination manager. I would go to sleep in a, and I would have definitely time to go and do my MBA in the evening. So I would have to go to do my MBA from 6 o'clock until 10 o'clock at night. And then on Thursday and Friday, I would have to do again the same thing, go to another destination and exactly, train the people, come back, etc., etc. So it was so important for me to do my work very well, because it was one of the first times that I would actually start working as a freelance trainer, and I really wanted to do it very well. So this schedule was for about 2 years, okay? And the most important thing was that actually at a certain point after, when I was approaching to finish the 2 years, I went to Santorini. Guys, Santorini has an amazing volcano there, and the destination manager said, hey, I have you in the best a hotel that you can possibly have, and there is an amazing swimming pool. And actually, I was very tired. It was very late. It was getting very dark when I entered the room. It was I remember on Monday morning, so I had traveled in the morning. So I get in this amazing room, and there's on the opposite side there's the volcano, and the room had a swimming pool inside. And I just saw the volcano. I walked to the swimming pool and I started crying. I started crying for about 2 hours. And it was a moment for me that I realized that I was really miserable. It was the moment for me to realize that I had built an incredible life. Everybody was saying to me that, you know, I was just like a Wonder Woman. I had the perfect relationship, the perfect job. Oh, I was paid so much money. I was traveling all the time in the best, you know, destinations. I was meeting incredible people. And yet something was completely missing. Completely missing. And I would like to know if you have ever felt this way. Let me know in the chat. Have you ever felt that you're doing everything right in the right way, but yet something is completely missing? Let me know in the chat with a yes or a no. And at that moment when I was crying, I asked for help. This is exactly what I do every time when I feel stressed, when I feel sad, when I ask for help and ask for help from God. And I said, give me a sign. Okay, just give me a sign. And that was it. I woke up, I went in the, I continued my life. I went to the airport. And what happened then, I got The Success Principles, the book of Jack Canfield. And in the Success Principles, it said about life coaching. And now imagine it's 2008, I had no clue what life coaching was. And I emailed and I asked them, hey guys, I would like to get coached by Jack. And they said, yeah, this is the amount. It was a crazy amount. I'm like, okay, I cannot afford this. With whom else can I get coached? And they said, you can get coached by one of his students. And I'm like, okay, I'm in. Yeah, sign me up. So I started doing coaching without even knowing what it was, but I really liked the Success Principles and I trusted Jack. So I said, let's jump and do it. And may I say that the amount that I had to invest was one of my salaries, where my salary was very high. It was a very good salary at that time. And it completely threw me out of my comfort zone. But something inside of me told me, do it. Just a small voice. Have you ever felt this? Having a small voice saying inside of you, do it. And let me know in the chat. So I started doing coaching with the graduate from Jack Canfield, and she said, okay, what do you want to achieve? I'm like, oh, what I want to achieve? I don't know what I want to achieve. And then she said, okay, good. So what would the ideal life, seem for you? And I said, I didn't even know where this was coming from. Okay. So it started just jumping out from my mouth. So it was just like, I want to have my own company. I didn't even know where this came from. Have you ever been there when you start saying things and you're like, where did this come from? I want to start my own company. And then she's like, oh, that's fantastic. What in order to start your own company? I was like, I have no clue. She's like, yeah, but if you knew, what would you need? And I just threw out, I'm like, I need 30,000 euros. She's like, oh, that's fantastic. Where we can find 30,000 euros? And then I got really annoyed at her because it was a topic that, money is a topic that is very sensitive. Now, as a coach, I understand it, working with people. So I got very annoyed with her and I'm like, I don't have the money. My parents don't have the money. I don't have the money in the bank. So I don't know where I'm going to find it. And then she said this phrase. She's like, oh, okay, let's see what the universe is going to show us. And I got so annoyed at her. I was like, what is this thing? The universe? What the universe is going to show us? Are we joking? What is it? And I was just so irritated. And I was like, I really, was really irritated with her. Fast forward some weeks. I go to my MBA. There is my entrepreneurship professor. And she's like, Jill, we're looking for an entrepreneur. We have an entrepreneurship award of 50,000 euros. And we have no one to give it, because the prerequisites are, a little bit out of the box. And it's the first year that we're doing the award. So if you know anyone who is Having a company that has over 5 employees, who's under 35 years old and is making over 100,000, then let us know. And I was like, there's no way that in this, time of, there were harsh economic times in Greece. There's no way that you're going to find someone like that. So you really have to change the prerequisites that you have. She's like, no, we cannot do that. I'm like, I don't know anyone. Some days later, a friend of mine calls me and she's like, oh, she was in a consultant, a very big consultancy. She's like, oh, I have a friend of mine. I was talking about, what you're doing, and how you support entrepreneurs, and you really need to go and meet him. I was like, my schedule. My schedule is just, I can't do anything. The only free time I have some days after 9 o'clock at night. There's absolutely no way that I go and meet anyone. And she's like, no, you really have to meet him. And something again inside of me said, go and meet. And I'm like, okay, whatever, I'll go. I'll try to go, within the week. So my beautiful friends, I go there and I meet a guy that is very, very tired. His eyes are black. He's very, very young, but there's no energy in him. And I look at him and I was like, what's wrong? And I don't even know him. I really felt for him that he wasn't well. And he's like, my company has been growing so much. I don't have human resources. I don't have training. And I really need someone to come and, work on the human resources part, because we need some processes, some training. So I'm looking at him and I'm like, okay, how many people do you employ? He's like, oh, now we're over 100. Okay, cool. And how much money are you making? He's like, oh, around 500,000. Oh my God. And how old are you? So he's looking at me. He's like, are you flirting with me? What's going on? I'm like, how old are you? How old are you? Tell me. He's like, 32. I'm like, you are eligible for the proposal. You're going to win the 50,000 because there's no one else. And then what we're going to do is, it's just something amazing because, you're going to take the award. You're going to have all this money. So this guy is just looking at me with a blank, completely blank face. He's like, I'm exhausted. I don't care about any award. I don't care. I have to go to we had a new opening of a store in Larissa. It was 9 o'clock at night. And I have to drive 2.5 hours to fix the store tonight so that it's open tomorrow. I haven't slept properly the past 2 years. He's like, I don't care about any award. And I'm like, oh my God, you cannot do this. You really have to go for the award because they have no one else and you will win it. So he's looking at me and he says, you write the proposal with my assistant and you get the money of the award. And again, I don't know where this came from, but I said, I will write the proposal with your assistant. I will get half of the money of the award, and half of the money, we're going to invest it in your company so that we build the HR. And he said, deal. And after 3 months, we're in the Intercontinental. They're all entrepreneurs. Sir Stelios Hadriano is there, who's giving the award. And my beautiful friends, the moment that I heard that we got the award was the moment that I said that I'm going to share the coaching, this coaching thing to as many people as I can. Because actually in one session, I achieved something that I didn't even know that I really, really wanted to achieve. And that was just like a miracle to me. And it's not about the money. Of course, money is amazing. Okay. It's not only about the money. It's about all the amazing things that happen when you start working with yourself. And I would love if you would write to me in the chat, what are you getting from this story? What are you getting from my story? I would really love this. I'll give you a moment and please write in the chat. Thank you so much, Susan. Mhm. Wisdom and encouragement. Beautiful. What are you getting from the story? Let me know in the chat. Inspiration. Thanks, John. Maria says that everything can happen. Kyriakos says determination. Beautiful. Yes, yes, Yota. Coaching always works. Yes, and we have seen it. To have faith that the universe will make a plan to make what I want to happen. Yes, Katerina. Yes. Inspiration, miracles can happen. Sorry, I got nothing. That is also something, Dimos. Nothing is also something. Through coaching, wonderful, unexpected things happen. Yes, yes, beautiful. Beautiful. Please write in the chat, what are you getting with you? Even if it's nothing. Nothing is definitely something. When you want something very much, the universe is going to give it. And yes, miracles happen. Yes, Harulia. Everything is possible if you believe it. Angela, now you know it. You have been through it. Yes. Mirkiani says, when you listen to your intuition, yes, yes, yes. Mirianthi, I'm sorry. Yes, when you listen to your intuition, amazing things happen. Such an encouragement and smart thinking, trust on yourself. If you believe it, then you're already a step ahead. Beautiful, beautiful, guys. Thank you. Thank you so much for sharing. And this is very important. When you share, what you're getting, you're actually engraving it to yourself. That's why I insist so much on you writing it. And that's why I say it back to you. Integrity, believe in yourself. Beautiful. Harry, so happy to hear you here, to see you here. You can achieve anything you set your heart on, and the universe will have your back. Yes, yes. And now I want you to see from one book. So I read the book. I asked, to Jack to get coached by one of his students. Then I went to Arizona. Actually, I emailed them because it was very expensive to go and do one of his trainings, and they actually sponsored me in order to go. And I went there, and after 10 years, Jack's book, the same book that I read, The Success Principles, after 10 years, my story of success was in his book. So you see how the universe works magically? And I'm the only Greek coach that exists in the Success Principle. And I want you to see this journey. On 2007, you see me here in Arizona with him. Then we met in California in the Experts Academy. We were together in one workshop. Then this is in New York, 2017. I literally sneaked on the stage and helped him remove his microphone because the stage had 10,000 people. And I knew he didn't have time. He had emailed me that he didn't have time. And I literally sneaked on stage just to see him for 1 minute because I wanted to give him my new book. And I really wanted to give it to him. So I removed that. That's why we're here with this light, because we're backstage. There's no light, only from my phone. And he said, oh my God, we look as if we're in a rave party. And then last year we did an online training, and he's really kicking my ass here because Jack is one of the few people that I go in and I really whine. I'm really vulnerable, and he's really, coming back with me. Anyway, I just want to share this with you. Why? Because you never know when you're going to form a beautiful relationship with someone. And it's very important that you keep this in mind. And this is one of the basic things that we do in Global Academy of Coaching. We really cultivate relationships with you guys that want to be leaders. Now, some incredible moments of my career after that: Create Love was #1 Amazon bestseller, 4 books that are all bestsellers. Brennan Burchard is one of the best, marketing people in the world. Steve Forbes is an incredible person. I've met him 2 times, one in Athens and one in New York. Some of the workshops with Tony Robbins. This is the biggest audience that I've ever spoken to. Is 1,600 people in India, in the Savitha University, 2 TEDx talks in 1 year, the first European woman that has ever done this, some workshops. And of course, for those of you who are Greek, you're nobody if you haven't been in the Queen of TV, Eleni Menegaki, even if you're a Forbes Coaches Council member. So this is a beautiful career. okay, with a lot of wins from my students, for the people that I work with. One of the, actually my greatest win is Joy, my daughter. And one of the best moments of my career was on October when I actually spoke in the House of Commons in the British Parliament. And I did a meditation with the members, and it was really amazing. So I just wanted to share some things about you, about me, in order to come to you, because this is what interests me, you and how you can develop your leadership skills. And I'm very passionate about the concept of self-leadership. And I think that we cannot become leaders unless we become self-leaders, unless we start developing who we are. And the only way to start developing who you are now is to understand what you want to be feeling every day. Because self-leadership, and I would like you to write this down, self-leadership begins with the feelings I feel. Self-leadership begins with the feelings I feel. If you really feel like a leader, then this is going to come out. And I would love if we take some moments and just focus on exactly what are the feelings that we want to be feeling every day. And we will start working on it now. Okay. So if I may take your permission, I would like us all to be comfortable. You can shut the camera if you want. And I would like us all to just go within, take some deep breaths. And just focus on breathing 1, 2, 3, 4. Pausing for 1, 2, 3, 4. And releasing the breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. Take a breath for 1, 2, 3, 4. We pause for 4. And we release for 4. And I would like you to see yourself that you have developed your leadership skills. You have developed the knowledge of who you are. You know what you want. You know how to listen and create space for other people. You have developed the skill to be present every moment, no matter what is going on. You have developed the skill of embracing all of your feelings. The so-called positive and the so-called negative. And you know what you desire. You know the feelings that you want to be feeling every moment. And I invite you now to feel these feelings from the top of your head till the tip of your toes. And I invite you now to turn on the volume of the feelings that you're feeling and multiply it by 100. So turn on this feelings volume throughout your body. And now I invite you to name the feelings. Take some deep breaths. And let's write down the feelings, slowly opening our eyes, the feelings we want to be feeling. Once you have developed your leadership skills. And once you write it down, please share in the chat. Amazing, Susan. Beautiful. Inspiration through passion. Confidence, independence. Beautiful. Full. Beautiful, Maria. Commanding through love. Beautiful, Nshima. Beautiful. Let me know in the chat, what are the feelings you want to have? I really want you to understand, this is something that took me a lot of time to understand it. And maybe write it down. We do everything for a feeling. Okay, everything that we do. You want to make more money for a feeling. You want to, have a child for a feeling. You want to have a new job for a feeling. You want to create a business for a feeling. So everything we do it for a feeling. Yes, you can overcome any complicated situation. Beautiful. You feel that confidence. Write me your name. I would love to know your name. Katerina says, knowing who I am, and through this, being a powerful leader. Beautiful, Katerina, of course. Miriam says, I feel valued, complete, and confident. Beautiful. Joy, happiness. My Evangelia, confidence, safety, and joy. Harula. Showing compassion to win the trust of others, to open up to me, to be able to truly help them. Beautiful, Kyriakos, beautiful. Happiness, peace, and contentment, fulfilling. So everything we do it for a feeling. And this feeling that you are feeling now, you see how different it is for everyone? Isn't this marvelous? Isn't this just, it opens my heart, because it really, it really acknowledges that how unique each and every one of us is. We're talking about the same thing. We did all the same steps, and none of you had the same. It's incredible, successful, peace and calm. Yes. So I would like you to have this feeling, my beautiful friend, as your mantra. Have this feeling as your mantra and choose everything that you do based on this feeling. Is this choice going to bring me closer to feeling this peace and contentment, fulfillment, successful, peace and calm? Is this choice going to make me bring me closer to this? Because as a leader and starting to acting as a leader, it's very important to start making conscious choices. Okay? Conscious choices. And what would happen once you have felt this feeling? Once you have developed your leadership skills? What would happen? How would your life change? Let me know in the chat. Now, okay, you feel happiness, you feel peace of content, you feel successful, you feel you have impact, you feel all these things, wisdom, encouragement. What will happen once you feel these feelings? How would your life change? How would your life change? Let me know. Oh, beautiful. I will be able to handle situations efficiently. And Annie, it's not that you're not already handling situations efficiently. Okay. You know, because I know you, I know that this is not true. Of course you do. Now, it's the level of your feeling when you're handling these relationships that it's going to change. And this is what we're focusing on in self-leadership. So yes, have better relationships, Nishima. Yes, do things that I love, says Evangelia. Yes, I will be a successful coach. Beautiful. To gain more confidence in my coaching skills. Bravo, Kiriako. Beautiful. So life would change by being content that I pay forward to the next generation and create generational freedom for others who feel. Beautiful. To achieve what I want, leader of my own self. I can understand the value of every relationship, to lead. Self-esteem, feel good with myself. Beautiful, beautiful. So keep this, make more money. Thank you for having the guts to write this. Yes, make more money. And it's not bad. It's not a shame to make more money. Beautiful. And all this, my beautiful friend, the self-leadership starts with life coaching. Why? Because life coaching is powerful questions. And the only way to understand who we are is through powerful questions. And International Coaching Federation defines coaching as the partnering with clients in a thought-provoking and creative process that inspires them to maximize their personal and professional potential. So without powerful questions, we cannot, as Carola says, change people's lives. And if we see them thrive, this is fulfilling. And if we can live a better through this, this is it. Yes, exactly. Without powerful questions, we cannot have a balanced, healthy relationship with ourselves and others. So for me, and for many others, very top leaders, coaching, powerful questions, powerful questions are the essence of leadership. Powerful questions towards myself and powerful questions towards others and understanding where they're coming from. And, the coaching, everybody says, is asking who has never experienced it, does it work? And I'm telling you, take my word, but I will also invite you to do a coaching session for free, completely for free, with one of the Thrive coaches who are Global Academy of Coaching graduates. So do a coaching session and find out for yourself. Because my life and all my students' life, their dreams have become their reality. And in a world where there's so much pain, so much sadness, so much discouragement, I find this a miracle. I find this a miracle. So I wanna urge you to book a coaching session completely for free and see what coaching is and how it can help you to develop your leadership. And if we can have the link in the chat. Yes, beautiful. Thank you. So book your session now. They're limited. We don't have many slots, but please book your session now in order for you to see what coaching is. Everybody talks about it and how it can help you to develop your leadership skills for free, completely for free. Oh, now it's a very big moment. This is a very big moment because I'm going to introduce you to one of my favorite colleagues, co-professor in Global Academy of Coaching, Pooja Kenwa. She's a master certified coach, which means that she's one of the 1,738 coaches that exist in the world. She's a MCC, Master Certified Coach, since 2015. She's a certified mentor coach. She's a Dare to Lead facilitator by Brené Brown Academy. And she now has been among the first 134 coaches in the world to receive the Advanced Certified Team Coach credential by International Coaching Federation in 2022. And you are the first one who are going to hear about this, because all the team coaching has to do with leadership. So she's going to talk to you today about this. She's the director of career and retention in the University of British Columbia in Vancouver, Canada. She's a full-time internal coach and MCC among a community of 60 coaches in the UBC, the University of British Columbia, and received an honorable mention at the Prisma Awards in ICF Organizational Coaching Culture. And as I said, she's one of the professors in Global Academy of Coaching. And yeah, that is all amazing. But most of all, she's a very dear friend that I love, that together we are supporting our amazing students to lead an incredible life. And she's a person that in the first minute that you meet her, you definitely create a rapport with her. So welcome, welcome, welcome.
Thank you, Jill. And oh my God, this has been incredible 50 minutes. So thank you. And for everyone on this call today, I must say that Jill and I began our coaching journeys together. So here we are. These are the relationships coaching brings, right, Jill? That's one of the advantages of coaching.
Yes.
And thank you, Jill, for enlisting some of my accomplishments. But as you all know, accomplishments are just milestones in a journey. What is really important is what that journey was about, and the real learning lies in that journey, correct? So here I am I do my best in sharing some of the nuggets, some of the learnings I've had through my journey in coaching, whether as a coach or being coached. And please feel free at the end of, I guess, about 30 minutes. If you have questions, please fire them away. Okay, so with that, next slide, please. So I'm waiting for the next slide. Don't know if it is me who would be doing this, or would it be Eva? There we go. A moment of pause. The first slide, please. Just before this. Or if you'd like to screen share, I could take that on. Slide 29, James. That's right. And if we could please put it in PowerPoint presentation mode, that would be awesome. Okay, so while it is going into, let's wait. Patience and silence, one of the big takeaways of coaching. Okay, let's hope we are able to have this in presentation mode. But until then, here is a visual, a metaphor that I'm sure most of you would resonate with. That when egg breaks from outside, a life ends. And when it breaks from within, a life begins, right? So life throws us many events that are ready to break us. How many of us have faced such events? If you could put up in the chat one such event that you experienced that could have broken you if you hadn't accessed coaching. Can you please put in the chat again? Looking at the visual of being broken from the outside. Any event, one event that you've had in your life that could have broken you down if you hadn't accessed coaching. Whoa, whoa. And thank you for your vulnerability, Jill. COVID. Right. Wow. Losing a parent, huh? So many of us have lost our dear ones. And thank you. Thank you for sharing and being so vulnerable and courageous. Yes. Autoimmune condition in 2022. Oh, have we all not faced managers of this kind? Absolutely. And thank you for sharing. So, as you can see, this has happened to everyone. Loss of your wife, I'm sorry to hear. And it happened to me too. There was a life transitional moment in my life that could have broken me if not for coaching. So that's when I accessed coaching. And what it really helped me to understand for myself is what matters. That from the event that was occurring in my life and that felt as if my life was ending, this was about the relationship that I thought was most important to me, which was my marriage, and my relationship with my partner was ending and it would break my life. That's when I accessed coaching, and through coaching, my coach helped me to understand that there was something beyond, and that breaking to becoming was my first experience at coaching. Next slide, please. Hence, I would say that one of the biggest lessons coaching taught me is it is transformational. Coaching is not transactional. It isn't about the event, but how we treat the event. I'm having some difficulty with the slides. If someone could please, I don't know if you could please go on to the next slide. No, the one before that. Thank you. And could this be in presentation mode, please? Thank you. Seems that it is not happening. Okay, we make lemonade with all the lemons we get. Okay, so the first lesson is that coaching is transformational. It isn't about the event that needs to change. It is about how we show up in that event. And that was the first lesson I learned when I accessed coaching. Moving on, what really happened during that coaching session was, as I said, I went for coaching around my marriage that was breaking. And what I realized that the most important relationship that matters to me is motherhood. Next slide, please. It is that relationship. Just looking for the visual. No, the slide before that, please. Yes, thank you. So that is the relationship that most mattered to me. So here is a question for you all. Would you be able to, with all your openness, one of the 5 most important relations, because we, data shows that there are at least 5 relationships that matter a lot to us. So if you could pick one of the 5 most important relationships and put in the chat what really matters. What is that relationship? Sisterhood, family. Right, with mother, trust. Oh, that's fantastic. Friendship, children, your motherhood, your parenthood. Yes, absolutely. Us as parents, family, friends, absolutely. Next slide, please. So another nugget about coaching is that it is relational. It, once again, isn't about what is occurring, but how it is impacting us. Coaching is absolutely relational. And this understanding that you are having of what matters most to you, what are those top 5 relations that matter most to you, are the ones that I will guarantee will stay with you for the rest of your coaching journey, and they will form the beacon of how you coach. Next slide, please. So having said that coaching is relational, and having understood that that is what is most important for me, that's when my relationship with coaching changed. From accessing coaching and being coached, I went into training as a coach, and that's where I met Jill. My journey began right there when I wanted to be a good mom. I did not want to be the best coach in the world. I did not want to make money out of coaching. I just wanted to be a good mom. And so I wanted to show up as a better parent without the do nots and more of the do's. And how do I support my child through that? So that took me into coaching. My journey began as a coach, and as I said, in India, I became one of the first ACCs, but really nobody paid me. And that was because, as coaches, we are the ones who are listening, we are asking questions, we are not telling. So who would pay you because you're not doing the work? They are doing the work. Well, that happens when you start creating a market. And I share that because that is the kind of resilience we need to maintain, because we understand people are not paying you because they don't see you doing any heavy lifting. So it will take time to get into that. So it took me time, and while my personal transformation was happening, I decided I want to take my life, my relation, and my coaching to the next level. So guess what I did? I Googled best city in the world. And I decided I'm going to move with my daughter to this new country and begin life afresh. Because in my mind, in the coach's mind, the best life begins with the best place, and I owe myself the best life. Just like Jill, shared her experience of being the best. So this was my moment of trust, where I decided I'm going to fly off the cliff. I knew no one, I had no family. I simply wanted to move only with my daughter and myself. In the trust that I'm not going to fall, I'm going to fly. I'm going to take a pause again, and I want you to connect with yourself right now and share in the chat. What is that one intuition that is continually surfacing for you and is nagging you that you are afraid to listen? Not the intuition that is most surfaced and you want to follow, but what is that one intuition that you feel afraid of listening to? Can you put in the chat, please? I am seeing some of you really thinking. On my screen, I can see Annie, Maria. Thank you for really digging in deep. What is that little voice that you are afraid of listening? That, my friends, will be the biggest transformation and the biggest impetus to your next life through coaching. I am waiting. What are you most afraid? That leap. The fear of the unknown, right? Thank you, Susan. The fear of the unknown. And if you look at that visual that I've just shared, it is that fear of the unknown because it is of the outside. It isn't about within us. And what coaching taught me through the previous 7 years that I engaged in coaching before I took this leap of faith is that every change happens from within. Because it is you who's going to jump off that cliff. It is you who is going to trust that you are going to fly. That I am not loved. Yes, Annie. And love really when, what about it? What is your relationship to loving yourself? Oh yeah, oh yeah. I am not good enough. I have that syndrome just every morning. And it is this little voice and that is urging you to take the leap that you won't make it, fall in the trampoline of coaching, because that is one of the skills that will allow you to self-coach and always be resilient. Do I coach myself? Do I have coaches who are coaching me? Absolutely. Every minute. Do I not feel afraid of every jump I take? Absolutely. So here I am taking this leap of faith, just my daughter and me, moving to a country that I have no clue about. It's a different culture from India to North America, and I move here. That's where my journey began as a coach, because until now, it was the internal journey of learning coaching, of transforming from a transition, from breaking down to becoming. And it was at this pivot time where the leap of trust happened that I began to live my life. An immigrant advisor told me to apply for a job. And I said, you got to be kidding me. Who's ever going to give me this job? And they said to me that you don't have that job right now. After you apply, you may not have the job. So you really lose nothing. Well, that makes sense. So coachable moments can happen around the corner at any time. And I applied. I became the first internal coach at the University of British Columbia, not because of the expertise around career transition, but around the expertise, if you may please, around transition. Because of that ability to face the unknown, someone wrote, what is that unknown? Unknown is got to be fearful. If it isn't fearful, it will become the known, right? It doesn't remain the unknown. And it isn't that unknown that we have our jewels of life. So that's how I went into my journey of coach to become a coach. I got into a full-time role as an internal coach. I created an entire service portfolio, so yes, coaching is an intuition. This is another nugget. Coaching is an intuition, which you will develop becoming a coach and accessing the intuition of your clients, whether it is one-on-one or in groups and finally in teams. So coaching is transformational, coaching is relational, and coaching is intuition. If these are some of the pillars, many more as Jill numbered, if these are some of the pillars that you would like to move your life through, then coaching is a skill, it is an art that you definitely want on your side of the house. So through coaching, I began the journey. I went into professional coaching within an organization and not just started doing one-on-one coaching, but really setting up a system, an ecosystem within the organization for a coaching culture around supporting careers of 15,000 employees. That's where I got into group coaching and finally into team coaching. So really what happens is, it is that relation with yourself, with one and with many. At this point, I want to go on to a little 1-minute video, a film that I have to share with you, and I'm hoping that will come on. I want you to watch this. Many of you may have seen it before, but watch it in connection with the story I've just shared. And I will hope this will stay with you as something that is the impact that I'll have been able to bring through coaching. Bouncing back. The word I use is resilience. There is a dance even in the fall, right? And if you relate it to your own life, to the lives that you touch and will touch as a coach, this is how we begin to impact the lives around us. And what I have realized that I would like to share with you is, once again, not about what is the topic and the event. It is how we are showing up and dancing through our inner strengths of becoming with that event. So now, as Jill mentioned, I was fortunate enough to be credentialed as a team coach, taking coaching to its next level, from one to many to infinite, and to be changing cultures. A culture is not just within an organization, but it is within your home. So we talked about earlier, the relationship that matters most could be family, could be parenthood, right? Could be with sisterhood, could be friendship. Changing the way we show up within those cultures or systems or organizations is what coaching helps us to do. Because coaching is a medium of communication. It isn't just a tool. Coaching is how we show up and how we encourage others to respond. Because through our questions, we are inviting a response. It gets a little complicated, as you can imagine, when you enter a group or a team. And team is defined by a leader who is accountable to a team. A team is defined as people who are working towards a similar goal. A group is defined by people who come together for a particular purpose. And that's how we define groups and teams. But taking from one-on-one into teams is essentially the same bedrock. But what is happening is you're accessing the collective energy of the group. You are accessing the strengths that are showing up and not talking about what needs to be less, but what needs to be more, because it is that internal being. I take you back to that egg analogy. It is what needs to become and not what needs to break. I'm pausing for questions. I'm pausing in the chat, or if you'd like to unmute, or however Jill would want this to move forward. Your questions. I'm hoping I've shared some nuggets. I'm hoping it's going to invite you. It's going to motivate you to take on coaching as a way of being rather than a skill.
Pooja, we're going to get the questions at the end. So maybe whoever wants, you can write them in the chat so that you don't forget them, but we're going to take at the end as well, okay?
So is this a good transition out, Jill? Is this good enough?
Amazing. Yes, Maria, we will reply to this question at the end. Yes, beautiful. So yes, I really want to invite you, whoever is interested, to actually understand what coaching is, to book a complimentary coaching session, okay, completely for free, and see what, how you can advance your leadership skills, how you can take it to the next level, what you can learn, what coaching is, because we're talking about it so much, but we don't know actually what it is. And now I want to welcome Vaso Damopoulo. Vaso is a certified professional coach from Global Academy of Coaching. She's a Thrive coach. She's working with coaches all over, and she's also a photographer, professional photographer, and she specializes, her niche is photography for coaches, and she's also an author. So the floor goes to Vaso. Vaso, you're here.
Hello, thank you for having me.
Yes, and I really want you, I'm very happy that you're here. I really would like to hear from you, Vaso, how coaching has changed your life.
Of course, I would like to say a few things about my story, and just so I can tell you how coaching actually changed my life. So my story begins about 4 years ago, in about 2018. I was living in England. I was studying photography. I was living my dream, which was to study and live in England. And I was in a relationship, and still I felt like something was missing. I wasn't happy with my life. I was feeling empty. I was working on random jobs, and I couldn't get, I didn't feel like I was living my purpose. And I just decided that it wasn't working out for me anymore. So I need to make a very big change. And in 3 months, I just decided to move to Italy, just change the whole thing. And in 3 months, I left everything I knew behind, my friends, my network, my relationship, and I just moved to Italy. And I was so sure that I'm gonna just succeed and work in photography and do the things that I want. But I didn't. And sooner or later, after 2 months of being in Italy and being unable to do the things that I want, because I wasn't feeling that I was able to do them, I was having what we call imposter syndrome. I decided that I needed to work with myself, and it didn't have to do with the chances that I got in life. It didn't have to do with anything else. It just had to do with me. I just had to work with myself and understand me better so I can accommodate me to what I wanted. And that's when I decided to return back to Greece. And that's when I got invited to a live seminar. Back then, it was before COVID. And I went to watch Jill speak. And it was at that moment that something clicked in me, and I felt that what I was listening to was very familiar. It was something that I could do for myself. And as you have been offered, I was offered a free life coaching session. And I decided to take the chance because I didn't really have anything to lose. It was just like, what, 40 minutes from my life, just speaking on the phone. And that was when everything changed, because in those 30 minutes on a call with a stranger, a woman that I didn't know, and I got to speak at the moment, she helped me, let's say, unlock all these things about me that I didn't manage to do by myself. And that was the moment that I realized that I needed help and I needed someone to be there and keep me accountable. And it was also the moment that I realized that I had to take charge of my life. I wasn't anymore, I didn't like being a victim because I was playing the victim. Everything, like the environment was not right, the country was not right, the people around me were not right. And I realized that that was not true. What wasn't right was my attitude towards myself. And that was when I decided to just take charge, work on it, face all the things that I tried not to face, but it was about time. So in 3 months, I was a completely different person. I had to reintroduce myself to everybody that knew me for years. And that was the moment that I realized that I wanted to help others the way that I got helped. And that's when I decided to become a life coach, and everything changed. And it's been 2 years now, and I am so, so happy about it. And now I want to tell you a few things about life coaching. So life coaching is a non-regulated profession, so it's not really controlled by laws. So that's why it's very, very important for us to be part of an organization like ICF, which is the International Coaching Federation. And it's very important to be accredited by ICF, because that gives us the power to be able to say, okay, this is my certificate, this is where I studied. We have a very strong backup because it's a very big organization. And they have really high standards, and that's amazing because it keeps us accountable. It keeps changing things and evolving and educating us in all the different things. And most of all, we are part of an international community. So no matter which country you live in or where you want to travel, if you go, you can always find people from our community, from being backed up by ICF. And of course, we have the ICF Code of Ethics, and something that is very important for us to remember is that evolving ourselves, it's a constant job. It doesn't stop until the day that we leave this world. We keep evolving and we keep becoming better and better. And of course, let's not forget that we're learning from the best. Because ICF is such a big organization, the people who are teaching and the people who are helping us are accredited and very good coaches with all the certifications and all the, we have the MCCs, the ACCs and the PCCs, all the levels of coaches. And of course, we have the professors, the ones that teach us, and they are the best. I was taught by Jill and Pooja, and it was an honor for me because I get to learn so many things from them, and I get to become a very good life coach because of them, because they always set the example for you and how you can move forward. And of course, let's not forget the curriculum, which is quite challenging because it gets you to get to know yourself and work with yourself. And you get to communicate and work with others, with the other people that are studying as well. And it helps you improve and become better and better as the time goes by. And now it's the time for me to tell you that your dreams can become a reality. And if you've thought about it, then you definitely achieve it. So please go and book your complimentary strategic coaching session and give yourself that amazing gift of getting to talk with people who can understand you and who can support you so you can achieve your dreams. And during the time you study, you will become more, as I've said before, you will evolve, you will get to know yourself in a better level, and then you will get to understand yourself, your needs and your wants, and you will see things changing for you for the better. And of course, stop looking outside. This is something that I can vouch for because I've been there, done that. The moment you start looking inside and the moment that you start looking at yourself and being real and truthful with yourself, everything around you will change. Even the things that you feel that are impossible to change, trust me, they will change as long as you give yourself the opportunity to do so. And
Thank you.
thank you.
You're amazing. It's been a pleasure, because it's so important to have a graduate to see how your leadership skills have really exploded through these times, that you actually took in charge of your life. And you are really, you really set the example, Basho, if I may say. And now one of the things that we have been working very hard into developing as leaders, my beautiful friends, is to have no judgment. Okay, be without judgment. It's so important to start facing each other because it's so easy to judge. The easiest thing that we can do is judge each other, judge what the other person is doing, why they're doing it, when they're doing it. But through developing ourselves as leaders, we really start understanding that the only person that matters is ourselves, and we stop judging others. And this really creates a beautiful environment around us because we release expectations. Now, I would like to really, invite you to commit to becoming your best self. Let me know in the chat that you want to commit to become your best self. Let me know with a yes in the chat. And I want you to commit to become your best self now, this very moment, in order for you to take your life to the next level. Yes, yes, yes. In Global Academy of Coaching, we study online. So we have students from all over the world. And this is such a blessing because you come in contact with people from all over the world. And this can be your new tribe, because it's very important for us to flourish with people who think alike. And my guesses are that in your environment, you don't have people who think like you. And it's so, you cannot flourish unless you have a supportive environment. You cannot flourish. In Global Academy of Coaching, in the studies, we have accountability and interaction that gives you the sense of family, and the sense of family, a healthy family and not a dysfunctional family that most of us have been raised within. Because in Global Academy of Coaching, we have each student has their accountability partner. So you have someone that you're accountable to every week, and you share your goals and what has been working and what has not been working, apart from the coaching sessions that you're doing. So whoever, I've seen that many of you, and I'm very happy for this, have booked your complimentary coaching session. I invite you to book it now. You can make, a plan for your leadership skills. You can see how you can advance yourself as a leader. You can see what coaching is. Your coach will ask you what you want to focus on, and you will work on whatever you want. So book your coaching session in the link. And I would really like to ask you, and I would love to see this in the chat, what will be different in your life once you have become a better leader and are surrounded with other leaders? What will be different in your life? And all of you, I would really like to write this down in the chat. Once you have become a leader, you have learned about yourself, and then you're able to lead others, and you are surrounded with other people who are like-minded, and they have worked on themselves, and they really want to take their lives to the next level. Yes, yes, beautiful. Annie says, be free, be my real self. Yes, beautiful, beautiful. I can assure I am living proof every area of your life changes 100%. Yes, yes, Anne. Yes. Growth and connectivity, beautiful, Susan. And you know, we cannot grow without connection, and we cannot connect without growth. So I really love this. Yes, George, self-fulfillment, wonderful. Yes, I really love this. Support, yes, Katerina, exactly. Yes, yes, beautiful. Further inspiration, yes. Be authentic and connected to myself and others, says Miriante. Beautiful. So write in the chat what will happen. And this, the first step for you to do this is to do a coaching session and see how this can impact you. Even if you're a coach, even if you're already been doing coaching, I really want to invite you because there is a reason why you're here today. Okay, there is a reason why you're here. It's not by mistake. Something must come out of here, and it's not only about what we're going to be sharing here today. It's something more. And yes, you told me before, but write in the chat, do you want to commit to the best version of yourself? So write in the chat a yes, please. I would like to have it. Yes, Harula, bravo. How would your life change once you have committed to this? And I'm telling you, your life will really take and go to the next level. Because in Global Academy of Leadership Coaching Certification, we have amazing professors who are at the level of MCC. We have accountability. We're doing coaching sessions one-on-one. We support you a lot with marketing. And this is a question that a friend of mine asked in the chat before. What is the biggest struggle of a coach? And after graduating so hundreds of people, I realized the biggest challenge is to go out there and create a business. And I'm here to tell you that it's so important for us that you take this amazing, incredible, life-changing skill to the public, that we support you to build your marketing. Because it's not only about becoming an incredible coach. You will become one of the best coaches in the world because you're coached by the best coaches in the world. So this is a given for me. And you will become an incredible coach because all the curriculum is based on you becoming the best version of yourself. So again, this is a given for me. But the most important thing is that you can take this outside. You can take this outside and support other people. So this is a very big difference that we have in Global Academy of Coaching, that you develop yourself as a leader and you are taking life coaching out to the public. And I promise you, like all the graduates say, we have 9.7 out of 10 feedback for the certification. And every single one of them says that in 12 months, they have a new life. Okay. So the certification lasts for 12 months. It's International Coaching Federation accredited. The professors are at the level of master's certified coaches. We have the specialization. You choose your niche. We support you with marketing in Global Academy of Coaching. The training is online. You study incredible New York Times bestseller books that change lives. You start your coaching practice from the first month. You have your accountability partner, private community, and limited enrollment. And whoever is interested and is going to, do the coaching session today, you're going to get some incredible bonuses. So the bonuses that you're going to get if you enroll in the Global Academy of Coaching Leadership Certification after is one strategic coaching session worth of 350 euros. You'll find your uniqueness, which is worth of 380 euros, and you will do one strategic marketing session worth of 2,050 euros. And now I would like you to reply to these questions. Do you want to be able to set life-changing goals and achieve them? And let me know a yes in the chat. Susan, the same amount of money is in euros as it is in in dollars now. So it's one-on-one. So do you want to be able to set life-changing goals and achieve them? Let me get a yes in the chat if you want. Do you love personal development, want to have the ability to coach and maintain a new mindset and help others? Do you desire to see life from a different perspective? Let me see in the chat if this is a yes for you. Do you want to use coaching at home and raise independent children, or do coaching at work to help your colleagues become even better yes, beautiful, beautiful. Now, this certification is not for you if you're not willing to be honest about what you're thinking and feeling, commit to doing the work. This certification is not for you if you're attached to a victim and or scarcity narrative. This won't be a good place for you to grow. And if you tend toward negative comparison and competition, you are open to further growth. You hold the attitude of, I already know that. This won't be the best place for you. Oh, Katerina, I'm so happy that you write this. It's the best thing I ever did for myself to enroll. I'm so happy. Best decision ever. Thank you, Katerina, for sharing this. And it's incredible that all of our graduates say the same thing. And thank you, though, so much, Katerina, for sharing this. So take advantage. We have a special discount for all of you that are in the masterclass. You will receive an email as well by 15th of January, 2023, with installments as low as 450 euros per month. And this way you can become a certified professional coach accredited by International Coaching Federation. So I'll just share again the bonuses, which are only for you. So you have a strategic life coaching session worth of 350 euros. You have the uniqueness game worth of 380 euros. And you do one strategic marketing session worth of 250 euros. And of course, the curriculum is challenging you, because if you're not challenged, my beautiful friend, you're never gonna grow. And we only enroll students exclusively by interview. So I'd like to invite you now to just book your coaching session. Okay, this is the first step. It's a tiny step. Just book the free coaching session. Just like Vasu said, you will only lose, in quotes, 30 minutes of your time. So just book that. And we'll see, what's the best step for you after that. And energetically, I want to share with you that 2023 is your compass for the next 7 years. And it's very important to lay the ground for an incredible new self. I want to invite you to do this journey together. And I would love now to see if you have any questions that you would like us, me or Pooja, to reply. And I saw that you wrote some questions. Let's say, yeah. So what characteristics should a good coach have? Pooja, do you want to take this one? What characteristics should a good coach have? Says Maria. So Maria, it's coach and coachee. The coacher is the Greeklish way of saying it, and it's not, it doesn't exist with ICF. So what are the characteristics should a good coach have? Pooja, do you want to share?
I'll begin and then, look to you, Jill, to continue. And I will say that the first characteristic is a mindset, coaching mindset, and to have the mindset of a coach.
Yeah.
Is fundamental, because how we show up is what happens, is what we attract. So I would say it is the mindset. Coaching skills we can all learn, and what better way than the academy. But I would say that shifting the mindset is a lot of self-work. We can lay it out, we mentor, we supervise, but the self-work that is required for that mindset is critical. I'll stop there because there are many, many other competencies. But Jill, over to you. What would you like to add?
I want to take this and link it, we're talking about the same thing, link it with the leadership. So for me, becoming a self-leader and every day doing our best to becoming the best version of ourselves. This in combination with really loving people, really, being there to serve. I think it's a combination that all the great coaches have. And all of you, my beautiful friends that are here, you all want something more. So you have the first one, okay? You want to become a better leader. So you have the first one. And the second one about loving people, I don't know. Do you want to write in the chat? Do you guys love people? Yes,
love-
Kiriako.
And I
Yeah.
love how you said compassion. So, Jill, compassion for self and for others is the biggest leadership quality that one
Yeah.
sees, right?
But you see them because all of them have these characteristics. There's no one student that we have, Pooja, who's not committed. You know, they say, I want to help people, and their eyes lit. So guys, I just want to tell you, not all people have this. Okay, not all people out there really want to serve. And this is what really makes me, Scott, Pooja, and all the other professors in Global Academy of Coaching to really want to give you as much as possible, because you are special. And I'm not saying this, you know, to pamper your, this is rare. Okay, all of you say, yes, I want to become the best version of myself, blah, 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 blah. This is not, you know, this is not what everybody thinks. And I really want to congratulate you for this. So yeah, getting people to breathe easier. Yes, I want, absolutely. Yes, of course. Beautiful, beautiful. What another question? What is another question? You have two MCCs here. What is another question that you guys would like to ask? And it was the other question that was what's the most
There was another question on what are the 5 relationships. I think someone asked that.
Yeah, Susan, here it is. Bravo, Susan. Yeah.
Bravo for remembering the question and bringing it forth. So, and I'll take that first, and Jill, over to you as usual. We are dance partners, you know, so we do this dance together always. Yeah. 5 relations is really working through, there are so many relationships we have in life. And as you work through, what I would say is when you work through relationships, they start helping you to know what are the values that that are fundamental to you. So I equate them with relations. That what are the 5 biggest relations, whether it is as a parent, whether it is with your boss, or, you know, whatever they may be, there could be many more. You want to enlist at least maybe 10 or 12 and start breaking them down to what can you not live without, and come down to the non-negotiable. Taking those 5, that these are the non-negotiable relationships, then we try and equate that what are the values they stand for. And those are the values that become your pillars as a coach, as a leader, and how you show up in your life.
Yes, yes, and I will build on that. I completely agree. We have a whole exercise in Global Academy of Coaching in the certification of finding your values. So what we're going to do, we're going to send this in the replay, in the email that we're going to send to you tomorrow. We're going to send you this exercise. And I would love if you work on this exercise and find out what your values are, because my beautiful friend, this is a very big step towards understanding who you are. The first time that I read my values, I was like, wow, you know, that's why I'm like this. And then I gave this exercise to my whole family and they did it. And I was like, oh, that's why you're like this. Because we are run by our values and we don't know it. No one has taught us. So let's send it to my team. Please, let's add tomorrow in the email, the values exercise completely for free to our friends here so that they start working on it. And Susan, I would love to have your values. If you can reply to the email, I would love to see what your values are so that, you know, we will see how we can best support you. Yes, great. Now, Rafaela says, patience, how to build that muscle. How to build the muscle of patience. Pooja, what do you want to say on this?
Oh, I think the biggest tool to build patience is silence. If you can listen to someone talking without saying a word for even a minute, you'll notice there is so much going on in your mind. I wish I can say this. No, 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 no. Yes, stay silent. Biggest tool to build your patience. And you will realize that at the end of that 1 minute, which can then stretch to 2 minutes, And after someone, something has happened even for 10 minutes and you keep silent, you'll notice that change has happened without you intervening, and for something that you may want. So I would just give one nugget and say silence. Jill?
Yeah, it's incredible. You see, that's why I love you so much. We have such a connection. So I want to take silence and take it to the next level to meditation. So really sit, and every day build up the meditation practice. You can start with 3 minutes, with 1 minute of just closing your eyes and going within, and then gradually building this up, because it's actually silence and it's listening to yourself. Okay, meditating. And I think that once we start listening to ourselves more, then we can definitely build our patience. So Rafaela, this is a challenge for you. Okay, sweetie, I would love you to let me know how you're going with silence. It's something that will really, really, really support you. George says, absolutely, so much noise around us. Silence is the most valuable thing. I always say that it's why God gifted us with 2 ears and 1 mouth. Yes, Kiriako, that's so cool. Be good listeners. Yes, I would love some advice to build discipline and stay accountable to our goals. Okay, and this is our last question. So Pooja, you can address this if you want.
Again, a great question, Mary. Thank you. Accountability, the opposite of accountability is procrastination. And if you notice, there is a reason why you are procrastinating, because there's something in that procrastination. What are you doing when you procrastinate tells you about what is challenging your accountability to your goal. Long way of saying that there is something around the goal that is not sitting right, and that is why you're feeling challenged to be accountable to it. Pay attention, because what we do when we procrastinate and not stay accountable will tell you a lot more than fighting with yourself and just doing something because you've made yourself accountable to it.
Yeah. And it's so important to build your why, because we give ourselves so much, so much to do. And I think that many people have lost the why. So build your case as much as possible and know why something is so important for you. And the most important, what will happen if you don't achieve it? So as I say in the coaching sessions, and I say sometimes it's very important to take the coachee to hell. What will happen if you're not going to do it? The same thing. It's so important for you to know why you need to do this. What is your hell? What will happen if you don't achieve it? And really work in weaving the why with the what you don't want to achieve. And then I think slowly with accountability, you start building it. You start building discipline. Thank you all. You're all amazing. I'm so happy we did this today. I'm so excited. Please write in the chat. What are you getting from today's masterclass? I would love if you would write in the chat. What are you getting from today's masterclass? Write in the chat, and all of you who are decent and are dressed, please turn on the camera so that we take a beautiful picture. Put on some makeup, fix your hair, because we're gonna take an amazing picture. So yes, please write in the chat, what are you getting? Coaching is transformational. Thank you both. Thank you so much. What are you getting? With one phrase, what are you getting from today? 2 hours. You've been listening. You've been commenting. You've been amazing. You showed up. And I'm so proud of you. What are you getting with you? Inspiration. Thanks, Jill and Pooja. You have been amazing. Lots of knowledge, inspiration, and hope for a future for coaching. Yes, everything is possible when you believe in yourself. Courage. Beautiful. Write in the chat. What are you getting with you? a pathway to a better future. Beautiful, George, beautiful. Inspiration. Nice, Harris. I'm very happy for you. Ways to boost my desires. Beautiful. Your dreams become your reality. Yes, Annie. Yes, I'm really grateful and thankful for this. I got a lot of inspiration and motivation. Beautiful. Yes, yes. Please write in the chat, my beautiful friends. Excited that I'm going to be a great coach because I'm be learning from the best. Of course you are, Kathy. Coaching is mindset, swifting myself to my best self and others. Beautiful. Yes, Lisa, anytime. Beautiful. Bravo, bravo, bravo. Thanks so much. So let's take this picture. Let's all smile. Those of you who are decent, turn on the camera. Oh, Harry, so happy to see you. Katerina, yes, yes, beautiful. Smile. Oops. Smile again. Let's have some hands. Yeah. Oh, nice, nice. Rafaela, you're shining. Kiriako, so nice to see you. So nice to see you. Yorko, John, Susan. Hi, Susan. Where are you watching from? Karula, Lisa. Oh, Lisa, I've missed you. Irene, George, Kathy, Annie, Yota, Mirianthi. Oh, there's Mirianthi. Hi, Mirianthi. So I'm so happy we spent these 2 hours together. I'm giving you a very big virtual hug. You have got some amazing tools now to become a better leader. Please, let's take it to the next level. I would love if you just take, your this incredible offer and you book your complimentary coaching session and take it to the next level. I'm so proud of all of you that you showed up, and let's make this world a better place. Thank you. Bye.
Bye-bye. Thank you.
Thank you also. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Have a nice night.
Bye, everyone.